American transcendentalist philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "A man is what he thinks about all day long," meaning a man basically comprises of the thinking, thoughts, feelings, and activities that he does and that he engages himself in throughout the days in one way or another. And that means a man is basically the combination as well as the representation of his thoughts, feelings, actions, and behaviors that he constantly indulges in and engages in himself in, not only for himself but also in his communications and relationships with others around him and his loved ones in one way or another. So we basically are what we think about constantly, and we also become what we think about repeatedly and what we do on a regular basis. And that means habit is not an accident, it's a quality, because as I mentioned earlier, we become what we repeatedly do. So if we have good habits of integrity, morality, character, and others also reading, writing, and authenticity, then those are also habits, and those are also products of continuous practice and relentless execution under all circumstances and situations, because we are what we repeatedly think about, and we also are what we constantly do. So all these qualities and habits are the result of practice and incessant action and activity without any breaks or relaxations. So a man, in that sense, also comprises of feelings, thoughts, and mentality, perception, and action that he considers necessary and justified, and that he involves himself in his encounters and actions with others in one way or another. So a man is the embodiment or the representation of what he says, thinks, and does throughout his life as well as throughout the days. A man can be considered to be what he thinks about. So a man is, in other words, what he represents through his mentality, thinking, feeling, and actions that either dictate morality or immorality, and that may also have elements of sovereignty, authenticity, distinction, etc. So we are not anything more than what we think, say, and ultimately do, because what we do determines already, at least for the others, our character, mentality, perception, understanding, morality, etc. And what we think and say, again, is responsible for